Flyers lose 5-4 in a wacky and weird hockey game. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Patrick Lynn, and welcome back to the Orange and Black Attack as the Philadelphia Flyers fall to the Arizona Coyotes 5-4 in what was a weird and wacky hockey game. Let's quickly get into this game. It's about 10:12 my time. I've got to go to work in about half hour, so I want to get this out of the way. Arizona would open up first as Jamie McGinn would get the puck past Steve Mason to give the Arizona 1-0 in the first period. And then Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets the Coyotes up 2-0 with a turnaround shot that gets deflected off a Flyer and gets past Steve Mason as the Coyotes take a 2-0 lead going into the second period. And that's when the Flyers would turn it on as the Flyers would turn it on after that, as the second period has been the Flyers' period pretty much this year, as I believe it was as Nick Cousins is able to get the Flyers on the board, and then Braden to get it 2-1, and then Braden Schen's able to get the Flyers back within to tie the hockey game 2-2 as we go tied 2-2 into the third period. And that's when the game would get weird. Braden Schenn would nail a Coyote on the in front of the penalty box. Coyote player Chikrin would come over and defend his player. And as this is going on, Michael Hansel for the Coyotes winds up putting the puck into the net. So they had to call upstairs to see if the whistle had blown for the penalty because there was a fight that happened. They wind up holding holding up the goal, but the Flyers would get a power play out of that as Chikrin would get called for a 2-minute instigator, also 5 minutes for fighting, and they gave him a 10-minute misconduct. So that basically kicked him out for the rest of the game. It was about the 10-minute mark that happened. So Arizona takes a 3-2 lead, and then Richardson gets a breakaway at Ivan Provorov accidentally trips him up and he runs into Mason and the puck goes into the net. And they looked at it and there was no call on the ice right away. The referees went to the war room in Toronto. Toronto said it was a good goal, and then Dave Hackstall decides to use his challenge to say for goaltender interference. After the referees looked at it, basically since Provorov knocked Richardson down into Steve Mason, there was no way that they called it incidental contact, so the goal stands. So Arizona leads 4-2, but the Flyers would get it right back as Mark Streit's able to find. Is it Mark Streit? I believe it was Mark Streit, or it's either Mark Streit or Andy McDonald. It was Andrew McDonald is able to get the puck past the goaltender to make it a 4-3 game, and you think, all right, hey, plenty of time left to tie this game, but then former Flyer Ryan White is able to find it from an impossible angle, gets it past Steve Mason. It finds off of Mason's shoulder and into the net. The Flyers would try to make a comeback as Wayne Simmons would get the Flyers one back, but that would end up becoming moot as Wayne Simmons is able to get one past the goaltender, and the final score is 5-4 as the Flyers lose a tough one to the Arizona Coyotes. They are unable to get a point like they did the last time they played Arizona in Arizona, as Arizona comes in and spoils Hall of Fame night. I'm surprised the Flyers didn't wear the 50th anniversary jersey, so I'm going to stop predicting when they're going to wear those because I don't care. Maybe they'll wear them this Saturday as Pittsburgh comes to town, being since both teams are in the 50th year, but we'll see what happens. Your goal scorers in the first period, Jamie McGinn and Oliver Ekman-Larsson for the Arizona Coyotes. Second period, all Philadelphia's Nick Cousins and Braden Schenn get the goals for the Flyers. Third period, Hansel, Richardson, and White for the Coyotes, and McDonald and Simmons for the Flyers. Tough loss coming off of it, coming out of this game. It was weird and wacky with the way that the goals were scored in this game, especially the goals in the third period besides the Ryan White goal for Arizona. Just got to turn around now. Day off tomorrow as the Flyers have off. As Saturday night, the cross-state rival Pittsburgh Penguins, the defending Stanley Cup champions, come into town as Sidney Crosby will be healthy enough to play that game. That game is at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I believe is on Comcast Sportsnet for those who live in the Philadelphia area. That is 4 o'clock West Coast time, and I believe it'll be on Root Sports for those who live in Pittsburgh. As the defending Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins and Sidney Crosby come to town to take on your Philadelphia Flyers. And as I always end my episodes, good night and good hockey.